NBC University Theater. NBC University Theater initially began production in Chicago with a remit to bring adaptations of classic novels, usually Anglo-American, to a radio audience. Additionally, if listeners signed up, they received college credit to a radio-assisted correspondence course. A study guide, the Handbook of the World's Great Novels, was available for 25 cents. In its later years, it also included short stories and plays, and went on to win the distinguished Peabody Award. Unlike many other radio shows, University Theatre did not pursue the glamorous stars for its productions, but instead relied on excellent distillations of the novels and first-class acting alongside high production values. But now it's time to enjoy these timeless novels. Let's begin.
This is the NBC University Theater, bringing you a full-hour dramatization of Edith Wharton's classic novel, The Age of Innocence, starring John Sutton. Today, a story by the great lady of American letters, Edith Wharton, formerly Miss Edith Jones of New York, Newport, and the principal cities of Europe. This is a story of New York in the 70s, the Age of Innocence, a story of drawing rooms and manners and social ostracism. For some of you, it may have nostalgic overtones, but for all of us, surely, it is a fine romance, the subtleties and passion of which have been well preserved in today's adaptation for radio by Clarence A. Ross. During the intermission, you will hear a recorded commentary on the works of Edith Wharton by Bennett Cerf. Here, then, The Age of Innocence, with stage and motion picture star John Sutton in the role of Newland Archer.
It was too much. One wouldn't have thought that people would have dared such a thing. Of course, Cousin Van der Leyden must be told at once. He and Cousin Louisa would know how to deal with the situation. After all, the Van der Leydens, together with the Lannings and Dagonets of Washington Square, were the real aristocracy of New York. Everyone knew that. Mother and I called on them as soon as we heard the news. Henry Van der Leyden listened to what I had to say very carefully.
Now, let me understand you, Newland. You say every one of the dinner invitations was declined?
Every one, sir.
Oh, this is shocking, Newland, shocking.
They simply refused to meet the Countess Olenska.
And after all, she was a Mingott. We knew that since Newland's marrying into the family so soon, you'd want to know Henry.
Yes, of course, of course. No one in New York has a right to pronounce on the Mingott social position. And since they've taken the Countess back into the family, that is final.
We hoped you'd see it this way, Cousin Henry, for May's sake.
Miss Welland's a fine girl, Newland. I approve heartily of your choice. But then all the Mingotts are fine people. But now about this Miss Ellen Olenska. There are rumors.
Oh, she left her husband. No one denies that.
Some Polish nobleman or other, wasn't it? She might have married a man one knew to begin with.
You forget, sir. She's lived in Europe most of her life.
Yes, that would excuse it. But isn't there something about a man, the Count's secretary?
I believe he helped the Countess to get away from her husband.
For a reward, perhaps?
Cousin Henry.
Excuse me, my dear Adeline. I only like to have the details. They do not alter the fact that Ellen Olenska has now come home to her family and must be accepted as a member of it.
The Mingotts are quite daring, really. Imagine living in that wilderness near the Central Park, when no one has ever lived above 34th Street.
Just so, Adeline. Mrs. Mingott can scarcely be troubled if her granddaughter is a little conspicuous. But now, about this dinner, Mrs. Welland's, is too late to save that.
I'm afraid so, sir.
Still, no one in New York shall refuse to meet a Mingott. Now, it so happens that my dear Louisa's English relative arrives for a visit next week.
The Duke of St. Austria?
Yes.
Oh.
Louisa and I were planning a dinner for him. Oh, just a...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?